Hello, and welcome back to the Paste Studio live from Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Today we are so happy to welcome Kuinka. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Here all the way from Seattle. They're going to play a few songs from their Stay Up Late EP, which is out now. So tell us about the first song you're going to play.
This one is called Curious Hands, and I started working on the lyrics, I think, when we were on tour, and they're just about sort of trying to adjust to time. It's a nice, succinct way of putting it, and I invited Jillian over to my house in Seattle, and we kind of worked it out on the cello and vocals in my garage, and then we brought it to the boys and put it together from there. And it's the first track on the EP. Here we go.
Trying to say all of the reasons I failed to keep my head in one place. Built a hole in the air, and darling, I'm well aware that there's a hitch in my game. I've been afraid of the dark, I've been avoiding the place I made. When all the lights are burned out, at the end of the day, I might slow down, 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 and maybe I'll go home uptown, or I'll stay and come around for all my bad behavior and my curious hands. I could cut and hold you down all the days passing. My fingers, I forgot all my plans. Pulling the wires in ways I can hold them, but to keep them safe in my hands. Oh, I've got a good spine, but I've come to find that logical love can keep me in line. And I've tried to take it down, 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 but in the quiet you can hear the sound. My curious hands, hold me down all the days passing. My fingers, I forgot all my plans. Pulling the wires in ways I can hold them, but to keep them safe in my I don't wanna go to bed yet, I just wanna stay up late and watch the days change. I don't wanna go to bed yet, I just wanna stay up late and watch the days change. I don't wanna go to bed yet, I just wanna stay up, I just wanna stay up late and watch the days change. I don't wanna go to bed yet, I just wanna stay up late and watch the days change. I don't wanna go to bed yet, I just wanna stay up late and watch the days change. I just wanna stay up late and watch the days change.
Well, thanks.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. So tell us a little bit about the name Kuinka, what it means, why you chose it, etc., because it's not a word that seems familiar when you first see it.
Yeah, totally. Well, we went through a lot of names as a band, and when we were deciding on this one, we kind of ran out of English words that didn't that we were sure weren't going to overlap with any other bands, and so we decided to to move away from English and into Scandinavian languages, and one of my best friends is Finnish. So I've gotten to spend time in Finland, and I just sort of fell in love with the language. And so we were just sort of looking through those words, and Kuinka was one that popped out to us and seemed to fit. And I think we settled on it pretty quickly and just decided to run with it, and it's been good so far.
It's super fun. It kind of sounds like the lilt of how you guys play, you know?
Well, thank
very
you.
upbeat and fun. So it could be its own thing. It could be a genre.
Yeah, we'll just start telling people that we made it up.
I'm
sure the Finnish people would be very happy.
Yeah, you guys own Kuinka TM.
Coffee mugs, the whole deal.
Nice. So tell us about the second song you're going to play.
This next song is called Spaces. It's one I wrote, and I guess it's kind of one of those songs that I think I was stuck in traffic, and the melody just kind of came into my head. I started humming it, and shortly after that, the chorus just sort of this. I often write with just kind of a mix match of words that I
Stream
think
of
sound,
consciousness.
good together and work together. Not necessarily any kind of particular meaning I was trying to get out of it initially. It kind of came together that we're just in traffic. It kind of flew into my head, and I was humming it all the way home. And as soon as I got home, I started working on it. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shadows seem far away to seem so soon. We're all as castaways, stranded on the sand.
Awesome. So you guys are from Seattle. There's a really rich tradition of folk and Americana music from that area, which I can definitely tell is part of your sound, but you guys add a lot more to it. So I'm wondering, how does that scene inspire you, and maybe what would you say is your unique spin on that traditional sound?
Why?
Yeah, that's interesting. We kind of we don't ever set out to make a specific kind of music when we start writing together. It's always kind of just whatever we're into at the time. And we all have very diverse backgrounds in terms of what we're into musically. But certainly the Pacific Northwest has a huge influence on how we make music, and I think even the whole grunge thing has a lot to do with the way we play, especially during a full live show.
It is very rainy and kind of cloudy along. You know, you kind of have to hunker down in a space and do something artistic.
Right.
I think when there's that much.
And listen to more records, probably.
Yeah.
You're not
A
going
lot of
We're always
outside as
listening
much.
to music. Yeah, always meeting new bands in Seattle that are either from there or coming through, and every show and every record and song we hear definitely, influences us to some degree. So.
Yeah, and something that we get a lot is like, oh, well, I went on a West Coast road trip, and your CD was the one I listened to all the way down. Then it just fit the surroundings so well, which is certainly not something we set out to do specifically, but we were all born and raised in the Northwest, and I think it's definitely seeped into our consciousness in that way. And in terms of the genre, it's kind of just always changing, which I think is very also apropos to the Northwest, because I think there's a pretty consistently changing landscape of people and cultures and music there. So,
Cool.
yeah.
If I get too far from the ocean, my body starts to dry out, so to shrivel up. It's like my life source. I have to make it back every once in a while.
Understandable. So tell us about the last song you're going to play.
This last song is called Mistakenly Brave, and I sort of wrote it more as a cathartic experience, to get some emotions and feelings out, just something to really play loud and fast and
It was a
hard.
particularly rainy day in Washington when he wrote.
Well, we were particularly pent up in our living rooms. But yeah, it sort of took a life of its own once I brought it to the group, and we sort of just, it's a fun song to play live and just get all of our energy
We jump
out.
up and down a lot.
Yeah,
All of our angst out.
yeah. It's angsty. This is my angstiest song.
Is this your angstiest song? New information.
am sinking barely breathing, those they bore tear my sleeves, but I drink poison with I think a level sport, vacant feelings I'm not your friend. Why do you want me to be? I'm rocking the boat, I'm starting away, I'm kicking the shoreline, I'm mistakenly brave, I'm nothing but broken, bottles are broken, nothing to say, I'm a wandering whirlwind, I'm mistakenly brave. I will love till I am hurt, my unobtruth of useless words. I'm feeling voids, it sounds absurd, but time will heal me, they assure tonight I'm not your friend.
so great. Thank you guys so much. So Kuinka, they have an EP out right now called Stay Up Late. You guys are on tour, playing Philly tomorrow.
Pittsburgh.
We were in Philly last night.
Even further from the ocean. So unfortunate. But yeah, for information, go to kuinkatheband.com. And thank you guys so much for being here. That was awesome. We
Thank
love
you.
that.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.